my god. Hello. Hi everyone, and welcome back to today's live. I don't know what's wrong with this tripod. I don't know why. No, just leave it this way. Hello everyone. As usual, we're going to wait for like 3 minutes for more people to join before I say, or rather before I start today's live, and before we start talking about all the things we're supposed to talk about. Also, I will be creating no, maybe not to ask a question. Let me create a poll. How was your week? Very productive, not productive. Yes, so I have just created a poll. You guys, if you see the poll, just let me know. Hi Ezra, let me know how your week was. Was it productive for you? Just hit me up. So we're going to wait for 3 minutes, then more people join before we kick off with what we have to do today. I think today's video, or rather today's live session, is going to also might be a little bit, I don't know how to put it, but I don't know if we're going to do up to 1 hour today. I know for some weird reason, this month of February, I have not just been I've not been bringing my A game when it comes to live. No idea why. But let's see how it goes. Let me also bring up my weekly. Oh, this video went out today. That's good. Or rather, not today. Went out this week. You are a giving type. I'm going week 6. All right, so we're 3 minutes in already. So hi everyone, and welcome back to today's live session. As usual, we're going to be having our weekly accountability meeting like I always do every Saturday. And you guys, I have a lot of things to say today. You guys, before I started this live session, I was just talking about the fact that we are 6 weeks into the month, I always say the month of 2025. We're 6 weeks into the year 2025, and I was talking about the fact that this is the first Saturday that I did not go anywhere. Like, I stayed at home all through today. All I did was clean the house. After cleaning the house, I ate, and then I took a nap. Like, I slept, and I was shocked. Like, when you sleep and you're well rested, and you wake up and you're happy that you're well rested. That was how I felt when I woke up. And I just kept talking about it. Like, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, I think some minutes ago, or like an hour ago. And I was talking about the fact that, like, this is the first Saturday that I didn't go anywhere. I rested. And I come to think of it, why am I so happy? Hi, Gloomy. Hi. Come to think of it, why am I so happy that I did not go anywhere today and I really rested? That sleep, the nap I had earlier was just so good. Like, I was watching a movie and I just slept. Or like, I was struggling. I was trying my best not to sleep, but at the same time, the sleep was calling me, just go sleep. I didn't even read any book today. I mean, after this live session, I'm going to read, but I did not read today. That's the shit. I wanted to prioritize sleep. I said I must sleep. I actually must sleep. But yeah, that's how that went. Now, I think we can get into our weekly accountability meeting and the reason for today's video. or rather today's live session. I also noticed that I did not read. um I was going to read today, like live reading and all of that, but like I said, your girl was sleeping. Also, now thinking about it, I might read this evening, or I might just edit a video. Oh no, I actually have to prioritize editing. I have to prioritize editing the video. You guys, I can't read my laptop to show you guys what's happening, but yeah, I have a video here. I'm kind of halfway done with the video editing and all of that. I have done the necessary cut. All I just have to do is add songs, add my presets. That's for like my color grading, and then I'll be able to upload it, and that video is going to be out tomorrow. Like when I was doing this video, when I was editing it, I was telling myself that, Chima, you have to do it, you have to edit it, you have to upload it, you have to upload it. So yeah, that's going to happen. So it means that I'll read today because I don't want my streak on Fable to like start over again, because I think today is going to make it the 23rd day that I've been reading like every day. So I have like a 23-day streak. So because I don't want to lose that, I'll obviously read. I mean, I read in the middle of the night, but we'll talk about the reading later. For now, let's talk about 12-week year. And you guys, we're in week 6. We are halfway in. And if you ask me, yeah, how is it going? Like, are you making progress? I'll say yes, I'm making progress. But the progress that I thought that I was going to make in 6 weeks is not the progress I'm actually seeing. Like, I think for me, I kind of like expected more. But then again, it's just dependent on me. Like, that person I am, I feel that once I start something, I'm going to be a high achiever. I'm going to get what I want. My mind did not, or rather, I did not think about it in the process of, like these gradual steps, baby steps. You're going to get where you want to get to and all of that. But yeah, I'm not mad about the position I'm in right now, or rather, I'm not mad about where I am right now in like all the different things I said I was going to do for myself. But at the same time, I just kind of like expected that I would have been seeing like really, really visible changes. But then again, tiny steps, little steps, and you're going to see like, with tiny steps, you're going to see like the big change. But obviously, it takes time. But yeah, I'm not actually mad about it. The next question I'm going to be asking myself is, am I going to, like, now that I'm in the 6th week, now that I can see all the things I'm doing, where I am, do I think that by the 12th week, I am going to achieve all the things I say I'm going to achieve? I think so. I think I'm going to do that. All what I just need to do is, irrespective of, or rather, the way I have to think about it is, irrespective of what has happened like in the previous weeks, I shouldn't use that to determine what's going to happen in the future. Do you understand? Like, for instance, now I'm going to tell you guys this week, yeah, in my head I was like, this week I'm going to go to the gym 5 times, everything's going to be happening, like I'm going to be very active in the gym this week. Because again, last week I wasn't so active because I was not feeling too good. This week started well, going to the gym. I went for like 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. I think I went for like 2 days. Next year, my partner became ill and we could not go. And that's how everything just kind of was like, oh my God. Even though I felt that this week I was going to like smash it in the gym, it did not happen. And so I can't use that to kind of like judge myself or tell myself that, oh, everything is going bad and I will just like mess everything up. But we move. So yeah, just kind of like a little preamble as to how the 12-week year is going. I mean, since we're in the 6th week, like middle of everything, I'm just kind of like taking a look back, looking at all the things I said I'm going to do, where I am, where I stand right now. And I'm just looking at all the goals I've created for myself. Do they align with where I am currently in life? Or do I have to like make certain changes? I'm looking at some of my goals, and to be honest, there is a goal on my list that I have to kind of like remove because I am no longer going to be going forward with that. And there are other things that I also have to add. But take note, when things like this happen, it's very important that you do not really change a lot and you do not really add a lot, because now you're going to also kind of like be setting yourself up for, I don't want to say failure, but imagine putting a goal in the middle of the 12-week year, but you cannot achieve that in like 6 weeks. Do you understand? So yeah, sometimes with the goals you have, at some point, at some, like when you get to some weeks, you might not really align with those goals anymore because like things are, there are different things that are changing in your life and all of that. So you kind of have to like be very, you have to be very strategic. I think that's what I'm looking for. You have to be very strategic with the goals, the way you're removing, the way you're adding, and all of that. But yeah, as I always do, you guys know that whenever I'm starting my weekly accountability meeting, I always talk a little bit about what this weekly accountability meeting is all about, what the 12-week year is all about, and just, generally just go through like some of these things before I go into the planning for this week or the planning for next week and scoring myself for this week. So yeah, I will just be talking about the different strategy blocks. I don't know, for some reason, even though I am well rested and I slept very well, my mood is still low. Like my head is just, I think I'm also having productive tension. I'm also having productive tension because right now I'm looking at my laptop here and I'm looking at the video I said I'm going to edit. That video has come out tomorrow. And the fact that I've not edited the video, my head is just going around like, Chidima, you need to hurry up with this live session so that you can go and start editing videos so you can bring it out. So that's why it seems as if no, I am not like fully here, but you guys, I am actually fully here. I'm fully here. I'm just having productive tension. Well, that brings me into what productive tension is. I have something written, I have like some notes written down here. So productive tension is the uncomfortable feeling you get when you're not doing the things you need to do. So that's how I feel right now. Like I'm looking at this video, it's just at the back of my head, like you need to do this, you need to do this, but I also need to do this. So I think we have to focus on one thing before we get to the next thing. I have a lot of things I have to do this evening before tomorrow. I have to not braid my hair, but I have to like do cornrows on my hair. I have to edit this video, put it out. I have to also read. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, it's just 7:16. I have about, let's say, 3-4 hours before I go to bed again. So I think we'll be able to make progress. We'll be able to make progress. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, I said the first thing I was going to start talking about today was the different time blocks and how you can dedicate your time to make sure that you are very productive during the week or during the day and all of that. So there are these different time blocks that can help you to be very productive. The first is strategic block. So strategic block is the time you set apart to do important tasks. I always talk about this. For me now, some of my important tasks, and these important tasks are very subjective, so they are based off of the things that you have on your weekly to-do list and all of that. Hi Charlotte, hello. So like I said, they're based off the things that you have to do for this week. So for me now, yeah, for this week, for week 6, I have like some of the things I have to do here was go live on YouTube, edit videos, read for my theory test. Like these are several things that are really important to me, that I know that if I do these things, they're going to help me towards achieving my goal. So what can I do? I'm going to set out time every week that I'm going to actually achieve these different things. My week was good. All right, that's nice. That's really good. My week was really, really good as well. So the next block or the next block that you can set for yourself when it comes to like time management and all of that is buffer blocks. So for buffer blocks now, these are like 30 minutes a day-ish that you just set out to do unimportant tasks. So you have several tasks that you need to do, but they are not as important as some. So obviously in your list of things, all of them cannot be placed on the same level of importance. So for your strategic block, you're going to put the most important ones there, and when you're doing those ones, you're not supposed to be distracted. You're supposed to like place all your focus on those things. And then the next, like I said, is your buffer block. So these are for like all important tasks. Then after buffer blocks, you have the last one, which is the breakout blocks, and breakout blocks is like your free time. So your free time to do whatever you want to do. See, I always say it here, in as much as you are trying to achieve your goal, if you're not balancing things out, at the end of the day, you're just going to get burnt out quickly and really, really fast. I always bring the way I read into consideration when I'm saying all this, like when you need to balance things out. So for me, yeah, whenever I'm reading, I always read fiction and non-fiction books. So I know some people that are just strictly fiction books, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but the type of person I am, in as much as I want to enjoy reading, I also want to improve myself, my character, my productivity, my money, like finances. You know, there are different areas in my life that I want to improve to as well. So just reading fiction books alone would not get me that level of confidence, that level of knowledge that I actually want for myself. So for me, the way I look at it is I balance it out. So again, same thing with this. In as much as you're doing your important tasks, doing all the things you need to do to get that goal you want, you also need to balance it out with doing unimportant things, with doing things that you actually enjoy, like your hobbies. Do you understand? That's one thing you really need to keep into consideration. Now, another thing that I'm also going to talk about is the word commitment. And you know, when you say you're going to do stuff, you need to you need to actually keep your word. Saying this is not the fact that I'm saying this and I'm like, oh, when you've committed to something, you need to keep your word, you need to actually do what you need to do. It might look and sound as if no, it is quite easy, but even that is something that I struggle with sometimes. And again, like I said, this is a learning process for me. You're getting better every day. Do you understand? The fact that you do not do something that you say you're going to do today does not mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you need to get better at keeping your word. There's this particular trend happening on Instagram now that I think I've seen some content creators make. So they can, I think the way it works is they're doing stuff and they say something like, let's say they're going to do la laundry. So they have like a bunch of clothes they're carrying, and maybe one cloth falls down, and the next thing they just throw all the clothes on the floor and they walk away. So in their head, they're looking at it as what this is the way they are like tying this particular visual to the way we think is, imagine a day you've told yourself that you're going to go to the gym 5 times a day, then or rather 5 times a week, and this today you do not go to the gym, and the next thing you just throw everything out of the window and say, you know, you're never going to gym because you don't make it on one day, because you miss the gym on one day, you're never going to gym again. That's how they look at it. Do you understand? And in reality, you see that that does not actually make any sense. Do you understand? So again, this I'm just bringing back to the whole commitment stuff. You've made a commitment, you've said you're going to do stuff, you do not do it. That does not mean that you throw everything out of the window and say, you know, you're done for, you're not a good person, you're not someone that keeps your word. You just have to keep on getting better. Do you understand? You've known, or rather you've seen that, oh, you've committed to this, but you've not actually done it. Next time is that you do not commit to it, or you actually commit to it and you follow through. But the point is that you've actually learned from that mistake, or you've learned from that situation that has happened. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the three ways or the three processes in which you can set your goals. So I'm just going straight into goal setting and all of that. Now, when you're setting your goals, when you're thinking of your vision, what you want for your life, where you see yourself in, like, let's say 10, 15 years, there are certain things that we will see, or rather, there are certain things we want in our lives that we're 100% sure about. Do you understand? Now, when you're setting your goals, before we even talk about setting goals, I just want to say that if you're watching this video, or if you're on this live session for the first time, or if you're watching this video for the first time and you're just hearing about the 12-week year, I'm here to say that it is not too late to actually set the goals. The fact that you did not set it in the first week of January does not mean that you cannot actually start now. You know the way people always talk about the fact that, oh, when they want to start going to gym, they wait for a Monday morning. When they want to set a goal, they wait for the first day in the month. When they want to set maybe they want to do New Year resolutions, they wait for 1st of January to set. I just look at that thing as your time wasting. You're actually wasting your time, because the progress you would have made between, let's say, Saturday, or no, not Saturday for instance, let's just say in the middle of the week, you start thinking that you want to start going to the gym. The progress you would have made between Wednesday and Sunday is actually a lot, but because they are tiny and small incremental steps, you think that it is not a big deal. And I'm just here to say that when you think of something, when you want to maybe make a change in your life, do not wait for the start of a new week. Do not wait for the start of a new day. Start immediately. Like, there's nothing stopping you from starting immediately, and it is very, very important that we bring that to mind. I'm someone that has decided that I'm not going to be waiting for the beginning of a new week, beginning of a new day, beginning of something to actually go for what I want to go for. When I think of it, when I realize that, this is what I want to do, I'm starting immediately. If possible, I'm never going to say I'm going to start the next day. I'm going to start immediately. Do you understand? So like I said, now that we're talking about 12-week year, 12-week year, setting your goals and all of that. If you've not set your goals for the year, do not be discouraged. If you're someone that does not like setting goals, that is fine. But if you're someone that you need to set goals, you're goal oriented, like you need like a proper structure for you to achieve what you want to achieve, I think this video is for you and you're going to really get a lot out of it. Now, I'm talking about the 3 different horizons that you can use to set your vision. Now, the first is aspirational vision. When I think of aspirational vision, I look at it as the where you see yourself in like 10 to 15 years. So like way, 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 way into the future. Those are your aspirational visions. I need you to write all these things down. The different things you want for yourself. Let it be whatever amount you want your bank account, whatever you want, however you want to look like physically, let's say family wise, money wise, finance, business, health, relationship, whatever it is. I want you to write all these things down and be as specific as possible, because the way, if you're very specific, it helps for you to be able to like break it down into like smaller chunks. Again, remember that I said that it is very important that you walk in incremental steps. You might look at it, you might look at your aspirational vision and look at it as, oh, it is too big, this is unimaginable, this is unattainable, you cannot achieve this and all of that. But that's where the breaking down happens. Now, from your aspirational vision, you're going to get your midterm goals or your midterm vision. So for midterm vision, I look at it as the, let's say, between 3 to 5 years, what you want to achieve for yourself. Again, write all these things down. Now, if you understand where I'm coming from and what I'm doing, you've used your aspirational goals to write your 3-year goals. So, for instance, let's say you've said that your aspirational goal is to build multiple streams of income. That is not really specific, but what that means is that in as much as you might have a 9 to 5, you also want to make money from different sources. That could be, let's say, having a side hustle. That could be maybe selling a product. The whole point is you have something outside maybe your 9 to 5. So it means that you most likely have a business. Now that you have this aspirational vision, now you're bringing it down to your 3-year vision. It means that something relating to business has to be in this. It has to be in. I knew that this light was going to go off, but I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. You guys, one sec. Okay, back. So where was I? What was I saying? I was saying about your aspirational visions. Yes. So having like it means that you're going to. I was talking about having a business and all of that. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so it means that with multiple streams of income, the chances that you're going to have another business is really high. Whether you are a CEO or you are a product owner or you're a business person, entrepreneur, whatever, the point is that you're having another stream of income, or rather you're having the multiple streams of income. Now, with that, you're going to create your 3 to 5 year goal. Now, you also have to think, okay, what kind of business do I think I want to start? Or like, that's where all those things come into place. Now, from your midterm goals, you use that to create your 12-week goals. Now, when it comes to your 12-week goals, it doesn't necessarily have to have everything that you have in your midterm goals. Let's say, for instance, yeah, you want to start a business, yeah, that's part of your 3-year goal, yeah. But as at this point in your life, you do not have a maybe stable job. Do you understand? And right now, all you're thinking of is you want to have as much savings in your emergency funds as possible. Right now, you're not thinking of starting a business, but that does not mean that, let's say, in the next quarter or in the next 2 quarters, you're not going to be starting a business. The whole point is you've written it down. These are things you want to do, and you're using your 3-year vision or your 3 year goals to actually create your 12 week goals. Do you understand? Now when it comes to 12 week goals, you guys, with 12 weeks, 12 weeks is like a year, a week is like a month. Do you understand? So with the 12 week year, what this does is that it creates a sense of urgency. Let me give you an example. If one of your goals, for instance, is to lose weight, yeah, and you're like, oh, in 2025, I want to lose weight, but let's say by the month of June, you've not started going to the gym, you've not lost any weight, you've not made any changes to your diet, nothing. In your head, you're still looking at it as, oh, we're in the middle of the year. We still have, I still have a lot of time before the ending of the year. So, I can take it easy. I can take it easy. But that's not the same with the 12 week year. Remember, the first thing I said when I started this live session was, I cannot believe that we're 6 weeks into January. Or I always say January. I always say January. We're in February already. Like I said, I was like, the first thing I said was that I can't believe that we're 6 weeks into the month. I already say into the month again. I cannot believe that we're 6 weeks into the year of 2025. The year is moving by really, really fast. And if you're not making goals, if you're not planning, if you're not tracking, these things can go by really fast without you even knowing that this is what is happening. So that's why one thing we always do, or rather one thing I always do, or one thing the 12 week year book advises you to do is, in as much as you're planning, you're doing a weekly check to make sure that you're on track, and you're scoring yourself to make sure to know that, okay, this is what is working, this is what's not working. And for every goal that you do not achieve, you ask yourself, why didn't I achieve that? What could I have done better to make sure that I achieved this goal? Do you understand? So that's one thing you have to think of. That's one thing you think, like, that's one thing you need to put into consideration. I'll give you a backstory. When I read this 12 week year book, I think I finished it, I think the last week of December, I think on the 26th or 27th. I can't remember. I think one of those 2 days I finished the book. Now, I came on here, talked about the 12 week year. I was really happy saying that, okay, now this is week 1. We're going to be doing all these things. Now, but the mistake I made was that when I was planning my week, or rather, I did a weekly plan, wrote everything that I was going to do. But when I was writing like to-do list for the day, for the several days in the week, I did not take consideration of what I had for week 1. So when it was time for me to plan my week, or rather do my execution score, I was like, oh my God, like I really wrote, like I achieved a lot that week, take notes, but I did not achieve up to half of what I said I was going to achieve for myself. I did a lot, but when in comparison to the goals I have for my life, or rather for the 12 weeks, I did not do anything. And that's not to say that these goals are not at the back of my mind. It's just to say that because I was not saying it, because me, and that is I need to know the type of person you are. I'm a very visual person. If I say I'm going to do stuff, I need to like write it down, look at it, go over it again, be sure that I'm on the right track, all of that. But that was something I did not do like on the first week. So my score was really, really, really low, and I was very confused. I was like, but I had a really productive week. Why is my score low? The score was low because in as much as I said I had really important things that I had on my week, like my weekly goals, but my to-do list for the week had nothing to do with my goals. They were not in line. Do you understand? So that's one thing you need to take into consideration. You need to think of when you're doing your weekly accountability meeting, when you're doing your weekly goals, your weekly planning, you make sure that whatever it is you've written down for the week, they're in line with what you're going to be doing every day. If not, you're going to not achieve what you say you're going to achieve. So that's one thing you need to think of. Now, another thing that is going to also make this process easy for you is making weekly plans. Like I've said, making weekly plans, revising, looking at it, using that to plan your week. And the next thing is doing it with someone. Not necessarily doing it alone, or not necessarily doing it with someone that you're forcing someone, but just having someone that both of you are like-minded and you guys have the same goals, not necessarily the same goals, but you can say that this person is very consistent, you're very consistent, and you guys are working together to achieve your individual goals. This can also be very tricky because if you get someone that is not in line with their goals, and you're with someone that is not really consistent, there are 2 ways this thing can go. Is either they drag you down or you drag them up. Do you understand? If you're the one that is consistent, is that you drag them both up, or if the other person's willpower is greater than yours, they could drag you down. So when you're choosing someone that you're going to be having these weekly meetings with, it's really important that you remove sentiment out of it and you're really, really serious about it, because it can either make or mar your experience with everything that is going on. Another thing is that with weekly accountability meeting, you're supposed to have this meeting with, like, let's say 4 or 5 people. You guys come together, talk about your week, what you guys achieved, and things you did not achieve. Like, okay, these are the things you struggle with. Now, what would then happen is that these people that you're having a weekly accountability meeting with, they will either give you ideas on how you can be better, on how you can achieve the goals that you said you're going to achieve for yourself. Do you understand? Now, for me, I was going to have this week like accountability. So why am I why am I talking too fast? I was going to have this weekly accountability meeting with some of my friends, but the thing about it is that because I did my goal setting live, I did my vision board live, in my head it just made sense that I do my weekly accountability meeting live. And I wasn't sure if some of my friends were going to be comfortable with that, so I just said that, yeah, I'm going to be doing this. And that thing that I also noticed that happened is that with my weekly accountability meeting, I might tell myself that, oh, I'm going to have it on Saturday. But you guys remember that I said that this is the first Saturday in 6 weeks that I'm actually at home, I'm not doing anything. So again, this is also the first time I can't remember. Is it the first time I started the weekly accountability by 7 o'clock? I don't know. But most times it's always like around, let's say 8:30, because that's when I come back home. Again, I'm already tired, but in my head, like, I've said I'm going to do this, I have to do it, and all of that. So for me, keeping to time, especially on Saturdays, is like really, really dicey. It's not like really straightforward. But imagine if I was with other people that were doing this, we might not find a common ground, a common time that works for everybody. Do you understand? So there are good benefits of doing with people, but you also have to think of like the pros, the cons, and all of that and everything. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about when it comes to setting your goals and all of that is um the different things you're most likely going to struggle with when you're creating your goals. Now, this is where self-awareness comes into place. Like, you need to be really, really self-aware of the things that you're going to struggle with and things you think you're not going to struggle with. So for me, yeah, when I started, or rather when I wrote down my goals, the things I said I wanted to do for myself, some of the things I'm going to tell you guys, some of the things I felt I was going to struggle with, and what I was going to do to overcome these struggles, and what I actually struggle with now that I am in the game. Do you understand? I'm going to tell you guys these 3 things. Now, I think before I tell you guys the things I'm going to struggle with and what I'm not going to struggle with, it makes sense for me to tell you guys some of my goals, so that when I'm telling the goals, you will see that, okay, this is the reason why I said I was going to struggle with these things. Now, for me, for some of my goals, some of my goals were improve my relationship with God, read at least one self-help book, lose 5 kg, improve, get monetized on YouTube, and drive in the UK. Now, I don't think I delved deep, or when I went deep into how to create your 12-week goals. From your 3-year vision or your 3-year goals, you're creating your 12-week goals. Now, when you created your 12-week goals, now you have these high-level goals, yeah? Like for me now, one is improve my relationship with God. Now you need to create tactics. They're called tactics. So these are like the different responsibilities or the different things you have to do to achieve your goals. Do you understand? Now, for me now, let's say improve my relationship with God. One was to either read my Bible or do a devotional every day, then praise and worship every day too as well. Now, at the end of each tactic, you're supposed to also write a deadline for when you're going to achieve this. I'll give you an example of how you can, when I say deadline, what I mean. Most of my goals, the deadlines are like every week, because at the end of every week I should have done it. Do you understand? But there are some that they do not have that every week deadline. The first one I'm going to talk to you guys about now is, let's say, driving in the UK. So for me to drive in the UK, I have to do my theory test, I have to do my practical test and all of that. Now, reading for my theory test, my deadline for that was every week I have to read for my theory test. Now, doing my theory test, my deadline for that was at the week, at the end of the 12th week. That's my deadline for doing my theory test. So you can see doing my theory test does not have a deadline of every week. It has a deadline of week 12. Reading for my theory test has a deadline of every week, because by the end of every week, I should have read at least once or twice, or rather, depending on whatever it is I've written now, I should have read at least that week for my theory test. Do you understand? Another example I'm going to give you is like when I said I'm going to read at least one self-help book or a business book. The first is decide on the book to read. Then the second is read at least one chapter every day. Now, deciding on the book to read is like week 1. Now, reading one chapter every day is every week. Do you understand? So, deciding on a book to read cannot be week 2. Do you get that type of thing? So, again, it depends on what you're doing. And at the end of the day, I also noticed that for this particular tactic, it has actually changed. Because last year, I was talking about the way I read last year. I think last year I read about 10 books. I can't remember, maybe 10, but maybe 8 fiction books and 2 non-fiction books. But in my head, I'm like, this week I want to, or rather this year, I want to, do something different. So when I started this 12-week challenge, my head just went to read one self-help book. My mind did not go to the fact that I will be able to read at least one business or self-help book every month, and that's what has actually happened. So now in this situation, now my tactics has to change, or rather when I'm writing my goals, or rather my tactics on my weekly goals, it has to change. Now I've finished reading the book for January. Now for February, the next thing I have to do is maybe decide on the book to read. That can be like week 5, then start reading the book week 6. Do you understand? So all these things that are just like little changes here and there, but it's not like an overall change to the goals that you have for yourself. Do you understand that type of thing? So yeah, that is just some of the things I wanted to talk about in regards to the goal. Now I was saying something before I got to this goal stuff. Oh yeah, I was talking about, because I wanted to talk to you guys about the goals I had for myself, then talk about the actions I thought I was going to struggle with, so I can have a better understanding of what I'm saying when I'm talking about these different struggles. For my YouTube now, yeah, the goal is to get monetized on YouTube. My tactics were to edit YouTube videos, think of YouTube video ideas, and go live at least 5 times a week. These were the different tactics, these were the different things I said I was going to do to actually achieve my goal. Now, what actions did I think I was going to struggle with? The first was going live on YouTube. And as at the point of writing this, I think I'd only gone live on YouTube, I think, let's say 4 times. So it wasn't something that I won't say I loved it. Right now, I'm more comfortable with it, but I wouldn't say I was comfortable with it back then, because then again, I'd only done like 4 times. And when I'm coming live, I'm always shy. Like, I was not always like this outspoken. But what I've noticed is that the more I come on YouTube to talk, the more I do things live, the more comfortable I get. Do you understand? Again, this is what I say about small and tiny incremental steps. You would not actually, you would think that, oh, because they're like tiny and small, you're not making a difference, you're not seeing anything, it's just like the same old, whatever it is, dilly dally and all of that. But you guys, I am a testament to I know where I started from. I remember my very first live session. I think it was sometime in October. I think 28th of October. It was a Saturday. It was the last Saturday of last Saturday in October last year. That was the first time I went live. And how did I go live? I can't remember why. So I think a YouTuber that I subscribed to was talking about, oh, how going live has helped her. It has helped her channel analytics, and more people should go live. And I was like, oh, I would really like to try this, but I'm actually scared. You know the way live session is, yeah? You cannot edit anything out. Like, whatever you see, you get. Whatever mistake you make is out there. There's no editing. Nothing can be done. And so I was really, really scared about like having that kind of I was really, really scared of having that out. I mean, we editing and vlogging and all of that, you get to choose what you want people to see, in the sense that if I have shot a scene and maybe I made a mistake while I was saying what I wanted to say, or let's say um I get the wrong frame, or someone comes into my frame, like there are ways to mitigate those errors. There are ways to actually, turn all those things into like there are ways to turn it around, basically. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But with live session, you can't. Like, whatever you see, you get. If I stand up from this room, walk out to get water, come back, there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. Do you understand? And so she was really talking about how nice it is and all of that. And I was like, you know what, I just have to try it. But I'm really scared. Then I was getting ready for a wedding. I think a friend of mine was in the house with me. Her name is Pelumi. I think she's in live channel today. She was with me and I was like, you know what, I want to go live. Do you want us to go live together? And she was like, no, she's shy. That she does not know, but she'll just be talking, she'll just be chipping. I was like, okay, no problem. I mean, I'm not going to force you to go live because again, this is something that's going to be out there for a long time. So imagine you're not comfortable with it and I force you and at the end of the day you don't like it, then I have to like unschedule it or maybe make it private. Personally, I wouldn't want that because I've put in a lot of work while I'm doing this live channels or rather live session. So I wouldn't want a situation whereby I would then have to like make it private. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to do it. I remember vividly, I was in this room, I was sitting down on the floor, I was doing my makeup, we were both getting ready for a wedding. And then we just started talking. So while I was talking, I was just like, I think I was doing like a story time or something, or I can't remember what happened. Oh yeah, I was telling a story time about how I burnt my eyebrow. How I burnt my eyebrows and burnt my face and all of that using like shaving cream and all of that. And she was just like chipping in. And at the end of that live session, yeah, I was like, we actually did it. I was so happy. And I think one reason why I was able to do that was because I had someone with me. I was able to have conversation, but in my head, I'm not just talking to myself the way it is happening right now. I was talking to myself, but there was someone also like chipping in and I was answering her questions. She was talking, like it just made everything kind of easier and like it just eased me into the whole coming life. And see, whenever I think of that day, I'm forever grateful that I actually decided to do it because I think about it. If she wasn't in the house with me, if I was not doing my makeup that day, I don't think I would be here right now doing this live session. I might most likely be doing this video, but it is something that I will edit and bring out. Do you understand? It's not going to be as raw and as honest as this. Not saying that when I'm editing it's not honest, but you're not getting my initial reaction. You're not getting like the full reaction and the way it's just coming out right now. Do you understand? If you guys notice, sometimes I'm talking too fast and I'm like, Chitima, wait, why are you talking too fast? Like, what's like, what are you saying? That is the type of thing that if I was recording, if I notice I'm talking too fast, I'll end it, I'll start again, then try as much as possible to talk slowly. But nowadays, there's no changing, there's no editing, it's just out there. So the whole point is, or rather, the whole point of this story and what I'm saying is, going live on YouTube was something that I thought I was going to struggle with, or something I kind of like struggled with in the beginning. But the more I did it, the easier it became. Like, there are days that if I don't go live, my body will be itching me. I'm like, oh God, I need to go live. Why haven't I gone live today? Like today, yeah, when I was done with, because today I did like a lot of cleaning in the house today. And when I was done cleaning, I had breakfast. After having breakfast, watched movies for some time, then I slept. But the time I was sleeping was the time I was supposed to go live. So imagine you guys, I was actually dreaming. I woke up, I was like, no, I'm supposed to go live. The next night I slept back because I was tired. But the whole point is, I already have that schedule that between 2:30 and 4, I'm supposed to be reading. I'm supposed to go live reading. But that was the exact same time too that I was sleeping. So my head was like, you're supposed to be reading, you're supposed to be going live. But again, the whole point is, me last year October would not have thought that this is how I'll be feeling when it comes to going live. Like I was excited, or rather I'm excited to go live because I was really scared about it. And that was one thing I wrote down. That was one action that I wrote down that I was going to struggle with going live on YouTube. The next thing I thought I was going to struggle with was reading my Bible/devotional. And this was not because I did not want to read it. It was more of a time management and prioritization stuff. In a sense that my day starts by 9. If I do not come to my desk before 9 o'clock to do what I want to do in terms of read my Bible, write my to-do list and everything, the day is just going to progress so fast that when I realize I've not read my Bible, it's like middle of the day, like let's say around 1, 2. And in my head I'm thinking about, oh God, the day is over. Like, why didn't I start my day with reading my Bible? Well, I'll do it tomorrow. So that was one thing I used to do. And for me, again, in as much as I'm writing these actions down, I realized that the moment I wrote these things down, the moment I wrote that now these are things I'm going to struggle with, it kind of became easier. I kind of became more self-aware of these issues. Now, there were other things that I wrote that I was going to struggle with. I wrote sugar intake, and I also wrote going on a walk slash run. Now, after writing all these things down, the next thing I wrote down was, what will I do to overcome these struggles? It's a different thing when you don't want to be that person that is always pointing out the problem. In as much as you like pointing out problems, also think of solutions for yourself. Don't expect that all you're going to do is just problem, problem, problem. That's why for me, whenever things are wrong with me, I don't really like delving on how bad things are. Yeah, in as much as I have to acknowledge that these are things that are happening that I do not like, my mind just goes straight to solution. What can I do to overcome this? What can I do to make this better? Like, I cannot just keep on dwelling on the bad thing. And that was how I was previously. And in my head, I started thinking, like, if I keep on like thinking of the bad things and I'm not thinking of solutions for myself, I'm not helping anybody. I'm never helping myself. Do you understand? I'm not helping myself. So yeah, at the end of the day, I also thought of what are the things I'm going to do to overcome these struggles. Now, the first, when it comes to going live on YouTube, the first thing I thought of was rescheduling the time and keeping people in the loop to help me be consistent. So shout out to my sister, shout out to Pelumi, you guys, these two girls, yeah. When I tell them that, oh, I'm supposed to go live on social day, best believe these people will drag me. Like, you're supposed to go live. Why haven't you gone live? Why? What's going on? What? Like, you're supposed to. I'm getting notifications that you're supposed to be live. Where are you? I remember last year when there was a day I told my sister that I was going to go live like 8 o'clock. Now, 7:55. I had not had my bath. My son was like, you're still going live by 8 o'clock, right? I was like, yeah, I'm going live, I'm going live. So I was like, I have to rush, I have to quickly have my pattern of that. I knew I was not going to make it for 8 o'clock because I mean it was 7:55. There was no magic I wanted to do that would make me get ready for 8 o'clock to come live. But I was just telling her that, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. While I was having my bath, this girl kept on calling me, I'm waiting on the live. Where are you? Where I was like, calm down, I'm having my bath, I'm coming. And that thing actually helped. The fact that I kept her in the loop that this is what's going to happen. I could have just easily, you guys, I could have easily given an excuse that, what, I've not had my bath, I'm tired, you know what, I've missed the 8 o'clock time, let me just, push it to some other time. But this girl kept on calling me until I came on that live session, then we continued the conversation on the live channel. So if you're someone that you're going to struggle with something, keeping someone in the loop can actually help you to be consistent. You might be telling a friend that, okay, this is one thing you want to achieve for yourself. Please, when you have time, or please at certain intervals, just ask me what's up, ask me what's going on, so I can keep you updated. Because another thing is that the fact that you know that there's someone going to grill you, yeah, and ask you what's up, it might actually help you to sit up and all of that. So that was one thing I did. Another thing that I did when it comes to overcoming some of these challenges I knew I was going to have was making sure that between the hours was making sure that before 9 I'm on my table. So what that means is that if I'm on my desk before 9, it means that the chances that I'm going to read my Bible, do my devotional, is also very high, and I'm not going to push it past after my meeting. That was one thing I did. So I started coming to my desk earlier than 9 o'clock. That's way before work started. Now the next thing and that thing I knew that I was going to do was, or rather struggle with, was going on a walk slash run. Apart from these past 2 weeks that I've not been feeling, because I don't know, the flu is just going around in my house. Mine was last week. Like throughout last week, I was down. Like I tried going to the gym. I went to the gym like twice, and for the remaining 3 days, I was like, I can't move. I can't go anywhere. I'm not having it. I stayed at home because I didn't want to end up stressing myself more. So in my head, I'm just like, you know what? You're not feeling fine. Just rest. Yeah. Then this week, my husband, the same thing is happening to him. So this week has not been the best when it comes to going to the gym or anything. But one thing I know that I felt was that I was not like, I usually go to bed like around 10, and 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm getting up to go to the gym. But whenever my alarm rings by 4:35, I'm not tired and grumpy. I want to go to the gym, but obviously we can't go because my partner is not feeling too good. So that's kind of good that this week I did not feel grumpy not to go to the gym. It was really, really good because, again, I think it's because I've also missed the gym. So, that's part of it. But yeah, I'm talking about going on a walk now. So with going on a walk, I usually find out that depending on when I have dinner, depending on when I make dinner and all of that, that will either make or mar if we go to the gym. So what I started doing was that around 5:30, I start getting dinner ready. So that if we eat by 5:30, between 5:30 and 6 or 5:30 and 6:30, the moment we're done eating, we just go on a walk, come back 7:30, then I rest a little bit, then start my live session in the evening. Do you understand? So that schedule has been working. But last year it wasn't working for us. Take note, last year I also wasn't doing live, or rather I wasn't doing any live session and all of that. And I will stop working like around 6:37 ish. Then we eat dinner, then I'm tired, then I'm like, "Do you know what, let me not just go on a walk." So I found out that going on a walk after work was really, really difficult. So in my head, I'm like, what I can do to combat that is that I'll go on a walk in the middle of the day. I mean, I tried that for some time, it worked, but then again, my partner was like, oh, he wants to join me going on a walk. And we cannot go on a walk in the evening or rather in the afternoon because he is most likely always busy during the time I want to go on a walk. So we said that, okay, we'll push it to after work. But then again, what that meant was that I had to like change the time we're going to be having dinner so that we can actually add going on a walk to our normal schedule. And that has been working so far. So even though I wrote that what I would do to overcome the struggle of going on a walk was go on a walk in the afternoon, I've actually overcome the struggle by doing something else, and that worked for me. So you might actually write these things that you might actually write that because you might actually write that, oh, this is what you're going to do to overcome your struggle. Then you are in the struggle and you realize that, oh, this might not work and this is going to work. So that's also fine. You don't have to stick and you don't have to like, how do I explain? You don't have to really force what you think might work. You don't have to force what you think might work because it might not work, Jonathan, because again, because of a circumstance, because of a situation and all of that. Then I think the last thing I said I was going to talk to you about was the actions that I actually struggle with. And the first is reading my non-fiction books. You guys, I'm very big on self-help books, productivity books, books on finance, all this thing, business and all of that. I'm really, really high on it. So if someone had told me that, Chidman, you're going to struggle reading these books, I would have said it's a lie. That's not true. Most likely I'll struggle reading fiction books, but I'm not going to struggle reading non-fiction books. But that I found out that I actually really struggle with it. And I found out again that there was particular reasons why I struggle with like reading every day, especially like reading my non-fiction books every day. The first is with non-fiction books, I'm not just reading, I'm reading to understand, I'm reading to try and maybe implement. So it's kind of difficult. It's more like I'm studying. That's how I look at it. When I'm reading my non-fiction books, I look at it as more like studying. Like my brain has to like be working full time while I'm reading it. And my schedule previously was I will walk, I will read my business book, read my fiction book, do my theory tests. But then I looked at it as that's just too much. Like going from work to reading this book, it's just like my brain cannot take it. It's too much. So what I felt I was going to do, or rather what I said I was going to do last week was I was going to change the routine. I will walk, read my fiction book, read my non-fiction book, then continue working. So it's like kind of like a sandwich method. So walk, enjoy, walk. So that way I'm relaxed a little bit before I go into the next thing I'm going to do. And that thing that I said, the other thing, brother, that I actually struggle with was going to the gym. Like I said, you guys, we've been struggling. I mean, the month of January was when I wrote this, and as that the month of January, I was struggling with going to the gym. I think because it was really cold as well, and it was just crazy. And I did not think I was going to struggle with going to the gym because I'm an avid gym goer. I'm always very happy to go to the gym, so I did not think I was going to struggle with going to the gym, but that I struggled with. Another thing that I did not know that I was going to struggle with, but I actually struggle with, is recording videos. I think the fact that I'm doing live sessions every day now is taking a lot, you guys. Nobody talks about how, what's the word? how stressful it is to do live sessions. Yeah, I mean, you're not doing any setup, you just carry your laptop or carry your phone, putting it up here, you're talking, yeah. But it's actually quite stressful. I mean, it's not as stressful as recording a vlog, but it's still stressful. It's still stressful. That's a simple truth. It's still stressful. So yeah, I did not think that I was going to struggle with recording it, because now for me, combining going live and vlog, combining both of them together is not easy at all. Like that's something I'm really, really struggling with. So yeah, that was one thing again that I did not think about. So what I needed to do was then think of different ways that I was going to combat this. Some of it were on several days that I'm going to vlog. I just needed to prioritize the way I'm going to vlog, the way I'm going to like flow, everything's going to flow in and all that. So yeah, that's what's happening. Another thing that I'm also struggling with right now is actually editing videos. Like I don't even understand. I mean, I'm better now. Let me write this. I'm better right now with editing, because I shot 2 videos second week of January and said that they were going to come out third week of January, and they did not come out until this week. Like the first video of the year came out on Thursday. And in my head, I'm like, this was not the sabbatical I thought I was going to have. I knew that I wanted, the way I did is that whenever I go do Vlogmas, after Vlogmas, I take like 2 weeks off. That's last week in December, first week in January. Then second week in January, my first video comes out. But this year, January was just something else. Like no video came out in January. I was just doing live sessions every day. And I guess again, I'm trying to get used to the whole going live and all of that. But yeah, it was really, really stressful. But yeah, that brings me kind of to the end of literally the 12th week here, the goals were setting and all of that. Now, there are actions that you're supposed to take every week when you're doing your 12th week here. The first action is planning your week. The next is scoring your week. And the last is attending your weekly accountability meeting. So for me right now, I have attended my weekly accountability meeting, because to me, this is my weekly accountability meeting. So I've attended my weekly accountability meeting. Then now the next thing I have to do is score my week. That's this week that just passed. How did I go? Did I do all the things I said I was going to do? And all of that. Then the last is planning my week. So after this, I'm going to plan my week and we'll see how it goes. You guys remember I said that we are currently in week 6. So we do not have time to faff around. If we know we want to achieve the goals we want to achieve, we need to be serious in the coming weeks. Now, for 12 week here, the book says that getting a score of 85% and above, with that you have a high chance of actually achieving your goals. So I think for week 5, let me see what I scored. Week 5, I was very embarrassed because I was like, what? Why? Week 5, I got 64%, but I was like, this week 6, there's no way. You have to do better. So let's see if we can get anything close to 80. Anything more than 80, I'm very excited. I don't want to get anything less than 80 because I'm very embarrassed and I'm very upset with myself because I tried my best this week. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to be saying the different goals, and I'm going to be saying the different things that we actually did. So the first is improve my relationship with God, read my Bible each day, praise and worship each day. Check, both of them I did. At this point here, reading my Bible each day and doing praise and worship every day, it's coming very natural to me right now. Like, there's this thing that they say, for you to form a habit, you have to do it every day for 3 weeks, for 21 days, and you form the habits. And I'm kind of understanding what they are saying with this stuff. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm actually saying it. Especially when it comes to reading and reading my Bible and reading books. Like, I can actually feel it. Like, I feel so good. Anyways, the next is read a business book. Read at least 1 chapter of the Lean Startup every day. That I did not do. Another thing is that, you guys, I was about to just check that and say, yes, I did that, but that I did not do. And the reason why is because this week was very discombobulated for me. I'm not even going to lie. And most of the goals that I said I was going to achieve for myself, I did not achieve. But at the same time, reading this business book every day did not happen. I think first things first, I did this particular week 6 on a Monday. It was 5 days ago I did it. That's one. And as at that day I was doing it, I did not have this book. So I think I got this book on a Tuesday. So there was no way I would have read the book every day, but I tried. But every day, right now, I'm just saying, I'm just making excuses. The point is, I did not get it. I did not read it. But next week, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. I think I was talking about it. I was looking at how many pages the book has, and how many days I have till uh the last day in February. Because for me, this is my February read. I have to finish this book by February ending, and it means that I must read at least 12 pages every day. And I have missed about 4 or 5 days. So 12 times 5, that's like 60 pages. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Because this evening I'm really focusing on the editing, I do not want to pick up the book to read. After editing, I'll see how I feel and see if I can read. But at least I should, we'll figure it out. Next week, I'm going to be very serious about this because I do not want what happens to me with 0 to 1 to happen to me with this. For 0 to 1, because that book was the January book I had to read, I had to rush it towards the end. On the 31st of January, I read at least 95 pages. And in my head, I'm like, Chima, what's wrong with you? If you're reading Aqua or Akota, you're going to be reading every day. You're very happy reading it. But when it comes to reading 0 to 1, what is going to help you when you want to start a business? You cannot even focus on that. So I actually have to do better. But this week is going to be better. That's one thing I know. So reading business book, at least one chapter, that did not work out. Then the goal 3 is to lose 5 kg, no processed sugar. That did not happen. Take 1 5 calories every day. That did happen. Go on a walk every day. I'm actually going to add this to the total scoring because of the situation we're in. Just the same way going to the gym 5 times a week could not have happened because of we're not feeling too good. I mean, when my husband is not feeling too good, me too, I'm not feeling too good. So yeah, there's no way I'd have gone to the gym without him. So going to the gym and going on a walk every day would not be part of the calculation we're going to be doing. The next one here is indoor cycle once a week. The 2 times that I went to the gym this week, I did go on the bicycle, so that is good. The next is get monetized on YouTube. Go live on YouTube at least twice every day. I think I did that. Yes, that I did. Schedule 2 videos on YouTube. I'm going to mark this as a yes. Even though I've only scheduled one, the next is going to go live today, or it's going to get scheduled today. So this is going to be scheduled as good. The next I have here is shoot at least one video. So currently I am doing a weekend vlog. So shooting at least one video, good. Upload at least 4 shots. This I did not do. Why didn't I do this? I actually see, do you know what? Throughout the week, I kept on talking about the fact that I have videos, I'm going to post, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But your girl did not schedule it. And I'm just like, what the hell? I recorded some videos, but did not upload it. So what it means is that I actually have to do better. So this particular uploading at least 4 shots has to go next week again because I have a lot of videos on my phone that need to leave my phone. So yeah, I have to actually be serious. But yeah, uploading 4 shots this week did not happen. The next one is read for my theory test 5 times a week. This did not happen. I think I read like once this week, so that's gone. The last thing I have here, which is my last goal, which is saving more, it is do not buy unnecessary things. Thankfully, that's actually, when it comes to saving more, yeah, and not buying unnecessary things, that is actually going on well. Good. This is the longest I have gone without going on Amazon or somewhere to buy something. I mean, my current struggle now is not buying books, but at least I don't even know. But yeah, not buying unnecessary things. Yeah, I did not buy anything this week, so that's really, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but that's really good. So next thing we're going to do now is calculate our execution score. And to calculate our execution score, it is the number of completed tactics divided by the total number of tactics times 100. So number of completed tactics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 8 divided by 8 is 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8 divided by 12 times 100, that is literally what we're doing to the 8 divided by 12. Oh my goodness, please, this should be a lot. I beg. Times 100. God, God. 66. What the hell? Oh my goodness. I don't like this. I actually do not like this. I do not like this. I'm actually sure it's 66. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh god. It's 66. But I mean, I actually did my best, but next week is going to be better. I told myself last week that, oh, this week is going to be better, but last week, what did I score? I think I scored 64. Okay, and this week I got 66, so don't worry, next week is going to be better. So now that I am done with my plan, with my scoring, the next thing I have to do is plan my week. So again, I'll be using the goals I have from this week to plan my week 7. You guys, can you believe that we are actually in week 7? Take note, some of these goals are going to change in the sense that I am removing some things, or rather some of the tactics. Should I say tactics or goals? I'm going to be adding some tactics, removing some tactics, and we'll just be going like that. But some of them are going to remain the same. The first is improving my relationship with God. That is going to stay the same. That's reading my Bible each day and doing my praise and worship every day. Then reading a business book. Read at least one chapter of Lean Startup. So I think I would say read at least 10 pages of the Lean Startup. And now the reason why is because of the calculation I have done, not 10 pages, 12 pages, because of the calculation I have done, this is the only way I can actually get to the goal of completing this. So yeah, for goal 3, which is lose 5 kg, the tactics are no processed sugar, take 5 calories a day, go on walk every day. I'll remove this because, like I said, we're not feeling too well. Next week is also my birthday. I'm not also going to be home for like 3 days. So the chances that I am going to go on a walk every day next week will be really, really low. So I do not want to add it there, then not do it. If I do it, good. If I don't do it, I know that I did not add it. So I'm not putting unnecessary pressure on myself. Indoor cycle at least once a week is also going to be really hard. So I'm going to remove this. Go to the gym 5 times a week will also be gone. I will try and go to the gym, but I do not have the exact number of times I want to go to the gym, and I don't want this situation whereby I do not make that number and I'm like, oh, now I have just messed everything up. So for lose 5 kg, well, just doing no processed sugar. In fact, no processed sugar can actually not even go, because I'm most likely going to have cake this week. So what am I saying? So let's move on. So for goal 3, which is lose 5 kg, the only thing we have here is take at least 1,005 calories a day, and which is fine. The next is get monetized on YouTube. Go live on YouTube at least twice every day. No, that is not going to work. That has to go out. The reason why, like I said, is because I'm not the one also planning my birthday week. My partner is the one doing that. So I'm not even sure I'm even going to go live this week. So I'm just removing it. If I come live, all well and good. If I don't, all well and good. Schedule 2 videos on YouTube. No, I don't think I can do this. So I'll change this to 1. Shoot at least 1 video. That will be done because I'll most likely be shooting my birthday vlog. Then upload at least 4 shorts. I think I'm going to leave this. I'll change it to 5. I'm going to try and push myself. I'll change it to 5 because, again, let's see what we can do. I'll change it to 5. So for getting monetized on YouTube, we have schedule 1 YouTube video, shoot at least 1 video, upload at least 5 shorts. So that can be done. I'll most likely start from tomorrow. Then the next goal, which is to drive in the UK, read for my theory test at least 5 times a week. I'll keep this here again to keep reminding myself that I need to read. But I'll keep it here. Then the last goal is saving more, do not buy unnecessary things. I think that can be done. So yeah, that is literally all we have to do for today. And I think that brings me to the end of today's weekly accountability meeting. I really had a good time talking to you guys and, doing all the things we had to do. So, like I said, for me to even get the 66% that I did, when I scored today, I need to make sure that the video I am editing right now goes live tomorrow. So what that means is that when I'm done with this live session, I have to continue editing. Like, I'll literally stay in this room, complete the editing before leaving, because I know if I leave, I'll most likely go and watch TV because I'm tired. Like, you guys, in as much as I even slept, can you guys see my eye bags? I needed to sleep. I need to rest. I really, really need to rest. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. For tomorrow, we're most likely going to be doing a meal prep video. Now that I'm thinking about it, do I really have to do the... Do you know what? We're going to do the meal prep video. We're going to do the meal prep video. I don't think I have cooked on the channel in a long time, and I actually do miss cooking. And I've also not juiced too in a while, and I miss juicing too as well. So we're most likely going to do a meal prep video. Then maybe I'll read in the afternoon after the meal prep. I think the meal prep will be happening tomorrow by, let's say, 12. That also depends on if I go to church or not. Because if I go to mass online, then I will be able to have time to do it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll most likely see you guys tomorrow evening. Maybe tomorrow I'll go live 3 times. So I'll most likely read, I'll do my nighttime routine. Then for the meal prep, we'll see how it goes, because I'm not even really sure of how this week is going to go in terms of the food we're going to eat and all that. But I do not want a situation whereby I will go out and I will like order in. And that reason why I really want to do the meal prep is because this week I was really craving Chinese. I was craving sweet and sour sauce with white rice. And like I was this close to going out to buy it. My mind didn't even go to do not buy unnecessary things because I was really, really craving it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Anyways, like I said, thank you guys for sticking around with me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. Or rather, I'll see you guys tomorrow when we're doing our meal prep. And have an amazing night. Have a lovely night. Thank you so, so much. And just so you guys know, you guys, the channel is really doing well. We are this close. You guys, we have about 231 hours more to get to the first level of monetization. And, all this is happening because of you guys. So if you're watching my live, keep on watching, keep on commenting, keep on, liking, so that YouTube can push this out to more people, so we can get the bag. Oh, do you know what? There's one thing I noticed that I always do that I always forget to do is I create a poll, then forget to check the score before I end the live. But today I'm not going to check. So I asked, how was your week? And 67% said very productive. 33% said not productive. Oh, so sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, hopefully this new week we're getting to will be better. And it's going to be good. But yeah, thank you all so much. Like I said, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll most likely see you guys tomorrow. If you guys are here tomorrow, just say hi. Let me know that you're coming from this live session to tomorrow's live session. And we'll just have a lovely time. Have an amazing night rest. God bless you guys. Bye.